Good morning, viewers. Welcome to the ABC News with me, Ilham, as your host. Today, I have a couple of news to deliver to you. Putin critic Alexei Navalny has been detained after flying back to Moscow from Germany, 5 months after he was nearly killed by a nerve agent attack. The activist was led away by police at the passport control at Sheremetyevo Airport. Thousands had gathered at the different Moscow airport to greet his flight from Berlin, but the plan was diverted. Mr. Navalny blamed Russian authorities for the attempt on his life last year. The Kremlin, though, denies any role. The opposition politician allegations have, however, been backed up by reports from investigative journalists. Mr. Navalny was poisoned last August and collapsed on an internal flight in Siberia. He then immediately was flown to Germany for emergency medical treatment. As he recovered, he said that he intended to return to Russia. On Sunday, he made good on that pledge, boarding a Pobeda Airlines flight despite warning that he will face arrest on landing. The plane was packed with journalists, including Andrei Kozenko of the BBC Russian service. Shortly before landing, the pilot announced that for technical reasons, the plane was being diverted from Vnukovo Airport to Sheremetyevo Airport, that causing a stir among the passengers. In a statement late on Sunday, Russia's prison service said that the opposition leader had been wanted since 29 December 2020 for repeated violation of the probation period. It added that he would remain in custody until a court decision. The authorities accused him of violating conditions imposed after a conviction for embezzlement, for which he received a suspended sentence. He has always said that the case was politically motivated. On the other side, Russian prosecutors have launched a new criminal case against Mr. Navalny on fraud charges related to transfer of money to various charities, including his own anti-corruption foundation. The activist earlier argued that Mr. Putin was doing all he could to stop him from returning to Russia by fabricating new cases against him. Last summer, he collapsed on a plane flying from Tomsk in Siberia to Moscow. The pilot diverted a flight to the city of Omsk, where Mr. Navalny was admitted to a hospital. 2 days later, Russian officials allowed him to be airlifted to Germany in an induced coma for specialist treatment. European experts later said that he has been poisoned with extremely toxic chemical weapon called Novichok, developed by Soviet scientists back in the Cold War. Last month, investigative reporters named 3 agents of Russia FSB security service who had traveled to Tomsk at the time Mr. Navalny was there, and said that the specialist unit had told him for years. Mr. Navalny then duped an FSB agent named Konstantin Kudryavtsev into revealing details of the operation against him in a phone conversation in which he recorded and posted online. President Putin has dismissed investigation by the Bellingcat website and other groups that have blamed Russian intelligence agents for the attack as a trick. He alleged that his rival is backed by US intelligence services. And now, let's move on into the sport news. Leicester City moved to the top of the Premier League table and increased the pressure on struggling Chelsea manager Frank Lampard with an impressive victory at the King Power Stadium. The Foxes knew that a win would see them overall Manchester United, and they were on their way after only 6 minutes when Wilfried Ndidi firing off the inside of the post from 20 yards. Chelsea rarely threatened, although they were denied a first-half penalty by VAR when Christian Pulisic went down under a challenge from Johnny Evans, only though for the technology to confirm that the offense took place just outside the area. Lampard's misery was swiftly reinforced as Leicester City broke clear to add a second 4 minutes before the break. James Maddison sweeping a cool finish past Chelsea keeper Edward Mendy on the half volley from Mark Albrighton pass. Chelsea barely raised a gallop after the break, and it was Leicester who created the better opening as James Justin headed wide when unmarked and Mendy saved from Yuri Tillmans. Leicester are now a point ahead of Manchester United, having played a game more, while Chelsea are in 8, 5 points of the Champions League places. Chelsea manager Lampard is under increasing pressure after another dreadful performance on a night that they could have used to show sign of recovery against an informed side. He must hope the fact that Chelsea are not yet adrift of the Champions League place will give him more time, but given the summer expenditure of more than £200 million, performance as poor as this will only turn up the heat on the manager. Meanwhile, Leicester fully deserved their place at the top of the Premier League after they delivered a performance of class and composure to win with this. It may yet be a short-lived stay at the top with Manchester City playing Aston Villa on Wednesday, but manager Brendan Rodgers has a team that only missed out on the top 4 on the final day of last season and looks stronger this term, despite the £50 million summer sale of England left-back Ben Chilwell to their hapless opponents here on Tuesday night. This was such an assured win that anyone who had doubts about Leicester's ability to be involved at the top end of the table again this season will have to reassess that thinking. Both sides now will switch their focus to the FA Cup 4th round. Leicester will face Championship side Brentford on Sunday 24 January, while Chelsea will host Luton, also the Championship, earlier the same day. That's all the news for today. For more information, you can check out at the www.abcnews.com. That's all for me. Thank you for watching.